Good day, my friends. I'm kind of squeezed in the back here because it has the best lighting, and I'm kind of like next to Milo's little toy here branch, but it is raining. I'm in the Pacific Northwest, and it's just like rain, 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 rain. It's just been so much rain for a while, but I want to get going on this video so I can use my brand new single serve blender, and I'm so excited to be able to share it with you all and why I ended up getting it. So why I want to do it is because I'm trying to eat better and lower my blood pressure that the doctors found out I had a very high blood pressure, and I'm trying to overcome it with diet. So at least that's the plan. So far, at the time of this video, it's starting to come down somewhat, but I'm just really working hard so I don't have to end up being on meds. So one of the things I'm doing is eating more vegetables and going to work on more smoothies and things like that, and really watching my sodium. So I'll be taking you on this low sodium kind of journey of mine as I'm working on this issue. So one of the things I'm doing is lots of these smoothies. I also found a recipe that's going to supposedly help to keep cholesterol down or lower cholesterol. I don't know where my cholesterol is at the time of this clip that I'm putting together this video. So I'll find out in about maybe a week and a half more of results, after results of a blood test that I have coming up, how that is doing. But obviously I do know that I have the high blood pressure, so anything that's going to help in that area will definitely help with the blood pressure, as well as if I did have high cholesterol as well. I don't know, but we'll find out soon. So I'll share this recipe that I found and then go over a little bit of my new blender, and in hopes of continuing to eat better. Alright, so that's the plan, and I have been shocked of how much sodium I have been eating now that I've been label reading. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Yeah, so it's definitely an eye-opener for me. So if you haven't been reading your labels and you do a lot of processed foods, look at them. It's very shocking. Some potato salad I was getting had 600 milligrams. When I'm traveling, sometimes from point A to B, I was buying the pre-made like wraps and things like that from Walmart, and they had almost more than 2,000 actually milligrams of sodium in those wraps. That's crazy. I mean, I'd only eat one day, like a half of one, but that's still 1,000, and then the next day you're eating the next one, and with everything else you're eating in a whole day. Oh my gosh, it is really crazy what I've been doing to my body. Alright, but it all changes now. So let me show you what I got. I'm really excited about it, and I think it'll help me. At least I'm hopeful. Alright, this is a really cool kit. I can't believe this. So you have two larger blending glasses. You've got two small blending, more like cups for smaller amounts of things. You got two sipping lids, and then the blender itself with the chopper. And then you get an extra gasket, and there's a gasket inside here, and then also your little instruction book for, I believe it was like only $20 for the fiberware. So pretty good deal, and it's only 240 watts. So can't go wrong with that. I needed something that had you know, a little lower watts than some of the other ones out there. So this is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm really excited, and I'm going to make my first drink. Alright, well, one of the reasons I don't do a lot of recipe type cooking and things like that in my van is because I just don't have the room, or obviously not always the best lighting, but I'll do the best I can with this one because I really want to get going and start using my blender, of course, right? Because it's so critical in my world to stay on top of this issue of my high blood pressure. Okay, so I found this recipe. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but I'm trusting it will. I know it can't be bad, right? You can never go wrong with vegetables. I don't care what you do. So that's the good thing. But I found this recipe, and it said that asparagus helps to boost the glutathione, if I'm saying that right, glutathione. And I'll put it in text what the word is, and I'm going to read, you know, from this so that I don't mess anything up from what I read. And then you can actually see that word, and what this does is helps to reduce the inflammation and oxidation, which helps to reduce heavy metals in the body. So those are the benefits of asparagus. The other thing is high in folic acid, which is B9 in it, which reduces hardening of the arteries, and it also works as a diuretic. And a lot of you know that I've been complaining about retaining, you know, fluids, water, inflammation. And so that's a really good thing to be able to have something that's going to act as a natural diuretic. So what you're going to do, or what this recipe, if anybody wants to try it, is I'm going to take 4 of these and I'll cut it all up. And then you're going to blend this with 1 cup of water and use, it says 1 teaspoon of honey, or use a natural sweetener. And you're going to blend it all up, make this kind of drink. And this recipe thing says to do it 2 times a day for at least 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm going to give it a try in the early afternoon, or, you know, when I do this, I'm going to actually mix in a protein, you know, powder or drink is what I'm going to do. And that's going to cut down some of the bars and things that I have been eating a lot because they've had a lot more sodium. This one here isn't too bad, really. Overall 260 milligrams of sodium, and that's not too bad. And I'll do that only in the one time with the early afternoon. And then I'm going to also put in a little bit of a banana for a sweetener, because you'll get potassium, which I'm trying to increase that. And then my little sweetener as well, with the recipe that this person suggested here. So I'm going to try that, and then later on, before I go to bed, I'll do the recipe with just the asparagus, the water, and the sweetener, and maybe just a little bit of the banana for the potassium. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to mix this all up, and I'll show you it just before I'm about to blend it up, okay? So I'll have to do that because there's just not a lot of room to be able to show you all everything as I'm doing it. But I'm very hopeful. I'm willing to try anything and everything, you know, right now to help. And so far it has been going down a little bit at a time. But, you know, it'll get there. I'm hopeful. All right, so let me get going on this. Okay, one of the things I want to go over with you is my inverter is way down at the bottom of my cabinet, and they always make these little dinky short little cords to everything. So while I was at the RV park, I have invested in a surge protector that has the really good heavy duty gauge wire. It's the 14 gauge, so it's a very heavy duty surge protector to give me extra plug-ins. and I'm going to be using that. So I have now, so you can see it's all in here with the water, the asparagus. I didn't actually put any natural sweetener in. I'm going to try it just the way it is, like this, with just about a tiny little quarter of a banana. Sorry, I'm trying to think. So I take a banana, I quarter it, and then the 1 cup of water, and I only used 1 scoop of my protein powder instead of the 2, which give me 10 grams of protein, which is fine for what I want to do right now. Okay, so I'm going to try to mix it up, and we're going to see how it goes. Make sure that once this is on, making sure, sorry, like getting really close to you guys. Yeah. Okay, it's on. That'd be awful to, have it on and then go later after I've all mixed it up. Well, okay, it's too late. I've already mixed it up. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna plug it in and hope for the best. But I'm also going to make sure that wow, there's got to be, I didn't expect it to come on. We're doing this together, learning together. Okay, there must be a way, that shouldn't come on the second you plug that in. There's got to be an on and off switch to this. And I have the other kind of glasses on. Alright, there's got to be an on and off switch. Oh, maybe it's in this. Maybe that's off and on. I got to figure it out. I always had those other kind of blenders that have always have a button. Alright, so this is new to me. Alright, so let's turn it back. Figure this out. Okay, that must be off. Okay, so that's my off. We're learning together. And now this is on. Isn't that funny? And you probably, half of you guys probably already know this, like, what planet did she come from? I actually had a Ninja, and my Ninja was different. That's what I used, and it had the personal blender as well as the big thing, and it was not like this. So it's different, and they're all different. And I'm trying not to overload my, so far so good, and how I look down there is if it stays blue. Okay, so we're doing good. Alright, now, okay, let me change this over, and then I'll taste it, and we'll see how it is. This is kind of fun. I feel like I'm, kind of like the nutty professor here, trying a new experiment with things. Okay, let me check it out. Be back. All right, here we go. Now, I have never done a lot of blending. I did a little bit, but not a lot. Mostly just, when I needed to chop something up to make recipes, because I also am diet controlled diabetic, so I have to watch out of the potency of things, because when you take things, you still got calories, and even when you blend it down, there's still calories, and so I always have to be aware of that, being diet controlled diabetic, and the punches of things, or sugars and things like that. So that's why I only did about a quarter of a banana, or I'll sweeten things with stevia. But here we go. Oh, that's really good. But again, I am using I got a little protein powder thing, so anything to put a little flavor in there. But I will try it later, and I'll try it with just that recipe with a little bit of a sweetener, and come back and let you know how that is, okay? So I'll do that next. Cheers. Alright, so now I made the one with just the asparagus, and I did the 15 drops of the stevia and just the water, so pretty much the recipe that they mentioned, and it actually is very, very good. You know, I like to mix other things though. I'm always really creative, whatever I have around when I cook, so I'll probably do the same thing when I'm blending. Now, I forgot to mention in the last drink, I did put like maybe 3 things of spinach in there to 4, and I would probably do the same thing to this. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of the spinach to this. Yeah, but it's really good, even just the drink by itself. So here we go. Cheers. I'll try to do 2 of these a day, maybe the one with the protein drink, and maybe one by itself later on at the end of the day, and see what happens. But already my lower number has come down tremendously at the time of making this. It's I think it was 76, but the upper number is still 147 or somewhere in around there. But I mean, yes, it's come down. It was, remember, 160 over 96 when the doctor diagnosed me of having that high blood pressure. I did have a high reading that next morning. I checked it throughout the day. It came down a little bit, but not a whole lot. But this was my first really low reading, so I'm really excited to see that lower number come way down. So now I just got to get that upper number. But anyhow, I got to work on it. So I'll keep you posted, and any other drinks that I kind of learn on my own, I'll share and let you know how things are going, but I'm staying positive about it. All right, so cheers again. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.